Thank you to Ritual for sponsoring. More on them later. Dear March, come in. How glad I am. I hoped for you before. Put down your hat. You must have walked. How out of breath you are. Dear March, how are you and the rest? Did you leave nature well? Oh, March, come right upstairs with me. I have so much to tell. Emily Dickinson. Hello friends, Jennifer here, and welcome back to The Daily Connoisseur. Spring is upon us. Can you feel it in the air? The end of winter was challenging for me, from storms both literal and figurative. I'm relieved to see the signs of spring. Are you? In my March-April Writer-in-Residence essay for Victoria magazine, I write about the coming of spring. One of my favorite spring poems is Dear March, Come In by Emily Dickinson, the one I read you at the beginning of the video. She captures, as only she knows how, the anticipation of springtide. Because the spring equinox is almost here, it's time for me to pay attention to our kitchen garden. We took a trip to the garden center and found the herbs and flowers we want to plant in our raised beds this year. Each year, I give the kitchen garden a go. One year, I'll get it right, but I'm still learning. I like to think about the higher dimension of what I desire, and with this kitchen garden, I desire a tidy, happy, abundant garden, overflowing with herbs, pretty flowers, vegetables, and berries. In previous years, I've had great success with strawberries, tomatoes, zucchini, and some herbs. But I've also had massive failures. Invasive mint, grapevines that have taken over, a large animal that appears to have high-end taste because it seems to flatten our lavender bush by using it as a bed every evening. I plan to continue this year, never giving up, but holding the high hope of what I want this kitchen garden to be in my heart. All one can do is try, after all. How therapeutic gardening is. I love digging in the soil, coming across worms, looking at the caterpillars, even though I do realize that they might eat what I'm actually planting. I love placing roots in the ground, the fragrance from the herbs, the feeling that abundance is coming, and I'll be able to easily pop outside to capture some fresh herbs for a home-cooked meal. Now that is true luxury. Another luxury from gardening comes from the time I have to think. Sometimes the kids help me, which is always fun, but I also like to be alone with my thoughts, contemplating the things that are on my mind. Share my pretty gemstone bracelets with you. These are from Otter Spirit, the Intuition Pack, with amethyst, labradorite, and celestite. I love stacking these pretty gemstones. I'll leave Otter Spirit down below. It is a new day, and I'm going to pick lavender for my bedroom and get some writing done. Like Emily, I want to invite March to come right upstairs with me. We don't have much in the way of flowers right now, but we do have French lavender in abundance. I'm going to pick some for my bedroom. I want the lavender to keep me company while I journal. Now that the lavender's in my room, I'm going to make a cup of Peaks Nandaka. While I get some writing done, I'll read you a short excerpt from my latest essay in Victoria. As spring dawns and the garden awaits its yearly transformation, I anticipate my own too. The tranquil hours of winter were passed with knowing that the brittle trees will somehow awaken to the fullness of life and shelter the birds again, knowing that the caterpillars in their perplexing rest will emerge as kings and queens of the flowers, knowing that the barren rose bushes, cut back to their stumps, are merely sleeping and not forgotten. I hope you enjoy my latest writer-in-residence essay in Victoria. I want to take a minute to tell you about Ritual, who have kindly sponsored today's video. I've been taking Ritual for well over 3 years now. They are my multivitamin of choice. The Essential for Women 18 Plus is a clean, high-quality multivitamin for women ages 18 to 49 to help fill key nutrient gaps in their diet. The Essential for Women 18 Plus is USP verified, a third-party quality certification that sets one of the highest bars for product transparency. Less than 1% of multivitamins have earned this mark. It's vegan-friendly, non-GMO project verified, gluten-free, major allergen-free, without extras and artificial colorants. I find it easy and pleasurable to take due to the mint tab in the bottle, but I also trust this vitamin because the ingredients are made traceable so you know where they come from. For 25% off your first order of Ritual, go to ritual.com/dconnoisseur25 and use code dconnoisseur25. And thank you to Ritual for sponsoring this video. Now that my consciousness is tuned to the coming spring, I'm seeing signs everywhere, mainly in our blossoming trees, which somehow, in their mysterious coming, make even the air seem ornate. It's a weekend morning and I'm going to make waffles for everyone. Can we all agree that sometimes on a Saturday morning, the only thing that will satisfy are homemade waffles? I like to get lost in the sounds of making them. The sizzling of the batter on the waffle iron, the hum of the oven fan, the pouring of the coffee, the clinking of the silverware, the quiet conversation as I enjoy breakfast while also looking outside with expectancy, looking for birds, looking for blooms, looking for life. The cleaning up on a weekend morning feels slower too. I'm in my pajamas after all. When you breakfast on waffles, you basically need to be in your pajamas or they don't taste good. While I clean up and get lost in the sounds of dishes, I'll recite a poem I wrote a long time ago called Domestic Bliss. The wooden floors smell almond. The table is freshly laid. The bouquet is so fragrant. The bills all recently paid. The linen closet order, the towels folded all in white. The taps are all a-gleaming, the made bed's a pretty sight. The shutters all are dusted, the cooktop does not have grease. How long will this heaven last? I suppose until it cease. I hope you enjoyed my poem. I take great pleasure out of writing poetry for you. Thank you for joining me in today's video, and thank you to Ritual for sponsoring. For 25% off your first order of Ritual, go to ritual.com/dconnoisseur25 and use code dconnoisseur25. Thank you for watching today. Keep calm and remain classy, everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. Love, Jennifer.